Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today I have another cake recipe for you, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a super duper easy chocolate sponge cake using only 4 ingredients. That's right, only 4 ingredients. This is a classic Italian style sponge cake. Once again, super easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Let's get baking. Down below in the description box, you'll find a list of the ingredients and their amounts. Begin by preheating the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 Celsius. And in a large bowl, add 6 large eggs, room temperature eggs. If you forget to take the eggs out of the fridge, just put them in a bowl of warm water for a few minutes and that'll bring them back to room temperature. And then you can crack them and put them in the bowl. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to beat this on about medium speed, low to medium speed, until it gets really nice and kind of pale looking. And then I'll start to add the sugar. And when it gets to about this stage, it's kind of pale looking, a lot of little bubbles. I'm going to start to add the sugar, 1 cup of sugar, and I'm going to add it just a little bit at a time, about a tablespoon at a time while I'm mixing. Alright, now once you have the sugar all incorporated, you're going to continue to beat on medium-low speed until you get to the ribbon phase, and I'll show you what that looks like. And it's going to take somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes. Now this is where the stand mixer comes in handy, but of course if you don't have one, you can use a hand mixer as well. And after a few minutes on medium-low speed, we can go up to medium-high speed for the remainder of the time. Again, it's going to take 10 to 15 minutes till we get to how we want it to be. Also, one thing you'll notice is the volume that you started out with is going to double or triple, most likely triple in size. Now when you pull out the beaters, see how it just falls over really easy like that? It's not quite what we want. We want more of a ribbon. So let's keep going for another 2-3 minutes. All right, we'll check it again. We'll pull it up. See how it falls down more like a ribbon now, where it's more together and kind of folds over like that? That is what we mean by a ribbon consistency. So that is good. It took right around 12-13 minutes to get to that stage. Now we're done with the mixer. Put that away. Do not be tempted to use it anymore. And now we need to add the flour and the cocoa powder. We're not going to just dump it all in. That'll mess it up. I'm going to take a sifter here, or you could use a whisk in a larger bowl. And I'm going to add in 1 cup of cake flour. And 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. And I'm just going to sift a little bit of it in there to begin with. And then using a spatula, we're going to just fold in that flour and cocoa powder. Just go underneath it and come up. And you're going to feel how light and fluffy this batter is. We don't want to use the mixer because that will ruin this, all the air that we've incorporated into our batter. All right, we'll do a little bit more. And we'll fold it in. Okay. We'll go ahead and add the rest of this. Also, if you don't have cake flour, you can use all-purpose flour. All right, until it's all mixed together like that. And now, let's bake it. I have two different pans here. They're both 9-inch cake pans. And I prepared this one by using shortening all around it, and then I put in some flour, and you just take it up and you tap it all around, and then you get rid of the excess flour that's in there. Or you can also do it with cocoa powder instead of flour, so I did that as well. Shortening and then cocoa powder. You can also just spray it with cooking spray, and you can also use a round piece of parchment paper on the bottom. And now we want to do about half of it into here, half of it into here, and you might see some extra flour on the bottom. You want to make sure all the dry stuff is mixed in, and that will happen sometimes. And now we are going to bake these in the oven, once again 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 176 Celsius, and we will bake them for 23 to 28 minutes. Now, do not open the oven. Once you put them in, do not open the oven for at least 23 minutes to check it. If you do it too soon, they might deflate on you, all right? So in the oven it goes, and I'm gonna check it around the 24, 25 minute mark. When you poke it with a toothpick, the toothpick should come out clean onto that step. Once they are done baking, turn the oven off and then prop the door open with like a wooden spoon just for about 5 or 6 minutes, and then allow them to cool down a little bit inside the oven. And now once you take them out of the oven, place them on like a hot pad and allow them to cool for about 10 minutes. And after the cakes have had time to cool a bit, we can take them out of the pan. And usually I'll take like a cake spatula and just go around the edges. And now I'll just flip it over and put it on this. Also, the sides are going to be a little bit darker because this was the pan that used cocoa powder. If you notice, this side is lighter around the edges. This one's darker on the edges. And you just let it cool completely, and then you can just stack it, frost it however you want, or you can just eat it plain, especially if you want some cake, but you want to maybe reduce the amount of calories that you're eating. You may not want to frost it and just eat it like a dry little cake like that. Maybe dip it in some milk or something like that, whatever you like to do. All right, so here you go. I have a slice cut out of this one. Now I'm going to cut another slice and just show you what it looks like on the side of the cake. Look at that. Look at that texture. Super light. It's super light cake, very fluffy, and it's just like sponge-like. When you squeeze it, it returns to its shape. Now, don't expect this style of cake to be like really moist. It's going to be more dry and fluffy. It's perfect for soaking up sauces like strawberry sauce, raspberry sauce, and other things that you want to put with it to serve with the cake. Really easy to do, simple ingredients. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or requests, put them down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down the corner, push it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care. Time for me to dive into this. Oh yeah. Mmm.